Voted for Tinubu, now he will not let me breathe. A year and a few months ago, after a new Nigerian government came into power, Moses, a voter who voted for President Tinubu, assesses his performance. He talks about why he voted for the current president and how the government has affected his quality of life and the major areas in which it has failed so far. As told to Akintomide, will I ever vote for Tinubu again? Never. Do I regret voting him in the current president? No. Let me start from my first contact with him. His tenure as Lagos State Governor, I saw him dumping ground on waterlogged areas like Babbage. Ozumba Mbadiwe and Amado Bello turned into high-rise buildings. Out of this came businesses like Silverbird Galleria, Civic Center and Curator Hotel. Long before the Lagos Atlantic project happened, he did an ocean disembarkment project that reduced flooding. It was a no-brainer that I thought Tinubu, the president, would put Nigeria on the same trajectory he put Lagos on. But now, the man has lost focus. He was sworn in as president at a time the economy was at an all-time low. Nigeria was broke. With food inflation, unemployment rate were at a high. More than a year later, this man has yet to show any urgency in his government. To put it simply, there is hardship in the land. I work remotely and try to go to the office almost every day, but since March I've been in my house. It is expensive to go out. Booking a ride is unbelievably costly. Although I can afford it, it has become unnecessary spending. That said, I still spend more than necessary at home. I live in a one-bedroom apartment and used to spend 40,000 naira on more power monthly. Now I pay double of that. It is ridiculous. It is a ridiculous price to pay for a Band B tariff. My TV hasn't worked in 4 months. When I contacted the manufacturer, I received a repair bill of 500,000 naira. I bought that TV for 450,000 naira in 2020. Man, if the economic situation didn't get worse, the fees and prices wouldn't be so damn high. I can't spend that much to repair a TV. I didn't know I could kick my cravings to the curb so fast until this government happens. One bottle of Vitamix sold between 800 and 1,000, and now it is about 2,000 naira. I haven't bought one since May. I love to buy food online and eat out with friends, and CCK usually gets 2 people the complete meal. These days, that is what one person pays. Tinubu came into power, removed the subsidy and floated the naira. Yet, he allocated 1.5 billion naira fund to purchase new cars for the office of the First Lady in the first supplementary budget he approved. Why spend money on cars when Nigeria can barely afford food to eat? Will Tinubu tell me he has no private vehicles? If he doesn't, what about the cars the former president used? If those are discarded, where are his election campaign vehicles? He couldn't use those? Leadership goes a long way in deciding what citizens do. Tinubu has spent a whole year in office and hasn't spoken to the media once, just like he avoided the presidential debates. It is evident that he doesn't reach the citizens at all. Again, I have no regrets. It is my constitutional right to vote and be voted. But anyone who defends this incompetent government is either a paid agent or hoping to be invited to eat at the table. Tinubu's presidency has let the citizens down. It is disappointing and painful because I did it for the nation, not for myself. I want the type of economic growth that won't force me to japa. It is not sustainable for everyone to live. Some of us remain in the country, and if we are here, we will have to live in a stable economy. I thought he would deliver this type of growth, and that is why I voted for him. The most important question now is, will I reinforce failure? No, I have no faith left in Tinubu. A Nigerian government has only 2 years to do proper workout for a 4-year tenure. After the first 2 years of governance, the third year is dedicated. The third year is dedicated to the primary election, which leads to the 4th year, also the election year. A year has already passed since Tinubu's government. One would know a great weekend from the vibes of Friday. It would be ridiculous to keep having faith in the president who spent more than 2 months setting up and fixing his cabinet. He also had 3 months post-election to prepare for the inauguration. What did the government do during that period? Nothing. If there is a thing that should have been handled in the first 6 months in the office, it is the minimum wage issue. The newly approved 70,000 naira minimum wage came late and it won't work because the state government cannot afford it. Inflation is a problem too. That money has no value. Good value for the earners. Also, the government should have opened the borders and allowed importation. Nigeria cannot feed itself. Farmers cannot meet the high demand due to insecurity chasing farmers out of their lands. There is nothing wrong with supporting local farmers and allowing people to bring food into the country. Instead of opening the borders, providing subsidies to local farmers, and addressing insecurity to solve the issue of food security, what is Tinubu government doing? They brought trucks to share bags of rice across Nigeria, like the country is a refugee camp. Is that the next move? What about people who don't eat right? What do we want to do with the rice, Seth? Since the government has been sharing food, how many people has it reached? People are hungry. How can one crate of eggs be 5,000 naira? If you go to the market now, a few tomatoes goes for a few tomatoes goes for at least 500 to 1,000 naira. Gari is very expensive. Can't the president still hear the people's cry? When Tinubu was campaigning, he said, "Let the poor breathe. I am putting it to you now, Mr. President. Let Nigerians breathe." My dear, like I said, it is one thing for you to support a government, and it is one thing for you to still come out and support them when they're doing the wrong thing. This person supported Tinubu government, which of course he has the right to. He supported Tinubu coming in as, to come in as a president to govern the people. But now we say don't they choke him. I like as come as I can't talk so more. If then they vote next time, he no go do it in. He no go vote. Now so it's supposed to be. Everybody is feeling it. From this person's narration, you go know say this person no be person will be say he as in no be poor, no be person will be say no get stability for his income. He gets stability. He dey born a ball line if you read this article well. Do you understand? Vote do not count anymore. INEC will write figures for Tinubu to win and judiciary will endorse it. The food doesn't get to the needy. Who even wants the food to even get to the needy? That is not even the right thing to do. Government sharing of palliatives or sharing of foods or whatever is not the best way to handle this this lack of food, this hunger in Nigeria. It is not the best way. They should do better. They should find out ways to do better. It is not by this thing. What this thing they are doing is not making sense. Somebody say God never punish you finish. Everybody that voted them local is a cow. How can you be seeing heaven and hell and then you decide to choose hell and expect fire not to burn you to ashes? Even though he never won through voting, but voting for him will seize your breath completely. Completely. Ha! Olokpa. Is it? Good. Don't mind this hypocrite. He's being sponsored to come on social media to say rubbish. If you won't vote him again, that's your bloody bossing business. Why coming on social media to get recognition or what? By the way, in the first place, nobody forced you to vote him. And you're not voting him means nothing to him. And we that stands by him will always stand by him. Well done, Agbastanda. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next